Hey guys, welcome back. I hope everyone is well. Today I wanted to talk about the language of the self. The language of the self. What am I talking about? Well, every person is designed by God to have a sense of self, and a lot of people do. But for those of you who maybe weren't heard or were dismissed when you were younger, there are a lot of different reasons. Or if you're raised by an overbearing parent, you can have a no sense of self or a fragile sense of self. And this video is for those people. And so in the other videos, I've talked about trying to develop that sense of self by identifying it and focusing on it and really finding your heart. If you've thrown your heart away or lost your heart earlier in your life, it's important to find your heart, because that is a lot of where your sense of self comes from. And there's an exercise that I recommend. It's very simple, and we do it in the beginning of some of my classes to help orient people with where we're going with this whole hula hoop idea in your sacred space. But you just get a piece of paper and you draw a big circle in the middle, and you put all the things that are you on the inside of the circle and all the things that are not you on the outside of the circle. So it makes a clear delineation between who you are, what you like, what you don't like, and who you're not. And it's just very clear doing that. Okay, so trying to help you work on a sense of self if you don't have a strong sense of self. I had no sense of self, and I'm working on developing some kind of a sense of self, and it's working. I'm doing it, and it feels really good. Just to let you know, when you start doing this, you may feel like a narcissist because your whole life you've never had a sense of self, but focusing on yourself and trying to define yourself can feel very uncomfortable if you've never had that. So just know that you have to get past that stage, and then you can start to try to develop a sense of self. But there are just a few tips that I wanted to give you. If you have no sense of self like I did, or a fragile sense of self, and this can also come from emotional abuse or neglect, but I want to recommend a couple of 2 or 3 or 4 phrases that I want you to start to use and think in this way. And it's just the start of a sentence. I want you to practice using these in your sentences and operating this way. So you'll be moving away from how you've been toward this. And so they're very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to start to say these sentences in your life. Somehow squeeze them in every now and then. If it's too uncomfortable, go in the bathroom in front of the mirror and say it to yourself in front of the mirror. You can practice. But some of these sentences you can say that are the language of the self are, I think this. I think I'm going to take a walk. And then you go do it. If you've been told what to do your whole life and you never really made a decision, that will feel really, maybe even scary to you. But you can say, I think I'm going to do this. And you do it. Or, I'm really tired and I'm going to go lie down. So, I think something. That is coming from your heart and coming from your being, yourself on the inside, okay? You're trying to define yourself. You're going to do that using language that defines it, that's reinforcing what you're trying to do, okay? I feel sad about this. I feel angry about this. I feel upset about this. I feel whatever it is, let it come out of you. Start to think and speak in these ways. I think. I feel. Okay? Another one is I want. I want to have a healthy marriage. I want to go eat chocolate. Whatever it is, you say I and you say want. You're expressing the desire of your heart. I need. What are my needs? I need to be heard. I need to be seen. I need to be in a safe place. Those are just some examples. But do you see how simple this is? But if you have no sense of self, or a weak sense of self, or a fragile sense of self, these things are not even in your brain. They're nowhere in your soul. You don't think in terms of I. You don't think in terms of being separate from people because you've been so codependent your whole life. You had no sense of self. Well, it's time to develop that sense of self. The Lord wants you to have a sense of self because when you develop a sense of self, you can line up more easily with the Lord. And you line up more easily with the Lord because you can separate from other people. They're going to choose to do what they want to do, and He'll choose what He wants to do, and she'll choose, but you're going to choose to line up with the Lord. See, that's why it's important to have a sense of self, because you can walk in alignment with the Lord more easily. Okay? Get in that yoke and learn about the Lord, and you do that through developing a sense of self. Not exclusively through that, but this can be a very big helper for some people. And I will mention again, I've said this in many other videos, but you're going to want to say these things, first of all, to yourself, and you may have to start in the bathroom mirror, but when you say these things, you're going to say them, when you say them to other people, it's going to be around some safe people at first, okay? Some authentic people. Some people that are just understanding. Some people that are supportive, okay? Say these things around supportive people. Don't go say it for the first time around a narcissist or a bully or someone who's overbearing and will just knock you off your feet with some comment after you say it, okay? So you're going to start out with yourself, and then you're going to move toward safe, authentic, understanding, and supportive people. And that will help grow your sense of self, because you want to grow it up to be full stature. You want to have a full sense of self, a full sense of self. And so that is what I'm trying to share today, is that the sense of self is very important. People don't think it's important, but it is. The Lord has shown me how important it is, because my perception has changed so much since I've developed a sense of self. I don't feel so invisible anymore. I don't feel like I'm going to speak and no one's going to hear me. That sensation and experiential reality that wasn't real, but it was in my perception, is fading away. It's fading away. So, but the most important thing is this will help you line up with the Lord, because you choose what you want to do. And when you have a strong sense of self, you can make a decision apart from what other people do. If no one else in the world follows the Lord, I'm going to line up with Him and follow Him. See, that's the ultimate goal in this video of developing a sense of self, is so that you can line up with the Lord. Okay, so I hope that's helpful, and I pray that you will ask the Lord to help you develop a sense of self, and maybe you can do a circle on the piece of paper, and everything that you love and everything that's all about you, you fill in the circle, write it down, and then everything you don't like and everything that's not you, you put outside that circle, and you can keep doing that. It can be an ongoing thing, and that will help you too. All right, so I'll see you guys next time, and God bless you.